Good evening if you are in the evening. Good morning if it is morning with you. Happy 1st of September. Pinch punch, first of the month and all that. White rabbits. And good afternoon if it's the afternoon for you. Here in Europe, we are finishing the first day of September, and it seems I caught some of you out last night because some of you had forgotten last week I said it'll be Monday because it's the 1st of September. So the live will be on Monday because I thought you can't have me 2 nights running. Well, you could, but sometimes, less is more. So I decided rather than wittering 2 nights in a row, I'd just condense my wittering into one evening, which is today. Hello, everybody. Jim, Poonam, Cosmic BL, Shirley, Christine, and Amac, and Andy's off hiking. Oh, gosh, I can hardly walk around my apartment in the heat we've got here. I don't know how Cyprus is, Christine, but it's hot, but the humidity is horrendous. And I'm just like a wet lettuce leaf that's just really kind of gone over the hill. And you like my wittering, Shirley. Thank you. Oh, God. Amac, you're kidding. It's already autumn. Yeah, condensed wittering you're getting tonight, Jim. Thank you for the reply to my email that was a reply to your email, Jim. Much appreciated. I'll let it rest there now. And when we both have something to say, I'm sure we will email each other again. Anyway, welcome to September. Well, what is going to happen this month? Eclipses, two eclipses, and a lot of planets are changing signs. A lot of planets are going retrograde, and plenty of material to witter about. And hello, Kelly, hot, humid Florida. Oh, it's horrible, isn't it? I'm in hot, humid Gozo. And I mean, I went out earlier and I came back. My hair that I had washed before I went out, maybe not sensibly, was like stuck and plastered to my head. So the pretty style I had earlier has just gone. And anyway, nice to see you here, Kelly. Welcome. And Poonam, what are you saying? What is not going to happen? Well, let's have a think about it. If I run through a quick overview, which, for instance, today, September the 1st, our wonderful planet Saturn, our planet of boundaries, restriction, our planet of timing, and of just getting a sense of, when it's the right time to act and when it's best to stay silent, has, of course, retrograded back into Pisces for about 4.5, nearly 5 months, I think it is. So I wittered about that in my most recent witter, which was a wittering about the start of September. Because as you probably gathered, some of you, from some of the crazy posts I've put out over the last few days, I've done a little bit of Saturnian restructuring to my channel. And I'm going to do the live every Sunday night, except tonight is a Monday because tonight is the 1st of September, which is why we're meeting tonight. So the lives for the month ahead will always be on the 1st of the month. And unless they coincide with a Sunday, then they'll be on the Sunday and it'll be a week ahead. Don't know quite how that works, but it'll work itself out. Anyway, and then there will always be, to the best of my ability, a Wednesday Astro Witter, where I will look at the rest of the week at what's unfolded and what is to come. Of course, significant events will still be talked about. And as usual, the new moon and the full moon, of course, will be there. So Saturn has gone back into Pisces today. Neptune, of course, is still in Aries and is going to stay there a little while longer. I think, if I remember, but I have to scroll through my notes because I did actually get up October's. Yes, okay. I've also got some sneak peek dates for October. And on the 22nd of October, Neptune will also go back into Pisces. So we've got actually another 5-6 weeks of Neptune in Aries. It'll be interesting to see what unfolds whilst it's let loose in Aries without Saturn there to keep an eye on Neptune's boundaries. I wonder what will come out. I wonder what might be exposed. Wishing Pool Tarot. Hello, we missed you last week. And you've just finished watching that, Poonam. Great. I'm sorry. Yeah, you see, you don't read my posts and you don't listen to what I say. That's clear, isn't it? Last week, last Sunday, I said no live next Sunday because I'm doing the 1st of September on Monday. But anyway, we're all here. Everyone's here. We may have a small select group today because it is a Monday. I have a feeling, but in America, you can tell me, is it a public holiday in America today? I seem to think I've heard about that somewhere. What is new about being able to interact on YouTube, Cosmic BL? Well, I don't know, but this thing came up on my feed when I was posting, and it said that I can now just sort of almost use YouTube, my particular YouTube feed, God, like a Facebook newsreel, and I can put something out there, and you can all interact and talk and comment, and I guess that's what they mean. I'm not really sure. I guess we'll find out. Do we need it? I don't know. We will find out. Liz, the Iron Maiden, hello. Oh, it's Labour Day. Thank you, Anne. Thank you for filling me in. That's really good to know. Parry, equinox and various other things that are happening. It's exciting. Yes, I know. Well, let's just zoom back to the beginning of September. And we have now tomorrow, Mercury, our planet of communication, moves in to Virgo. He's not there very long. He just whizzes through, which is a shame because it's the sign he rules. And really, Mercury in Virgo is quite helpful for us because it helps us formulate our thoughts better, get our ducks in a row, as they say, and be clearer and more succinct about what we want to put across. Yes, there's a lot of zooming and whizzing, Jim, absolutely. You thought it was yesterday as well, AMAC. And let me see. Also, then, now, the next important thing is the 6th, when Uranus will go retrograde in Gemini. Now, that is big. That is a big, big shift of energy. And of course, it's at the moment, and from what I can work out, there is an ongoing, over a long, long time, a trine between Uranus and Pluto in Aquarius, and they are both sextiling Neptune and Saturn in Aries or Pisces, or one or the other. And so that is going to be talked about a lot over the next months, weeks, days, and into next year. So we just have to sort of keep that somewhere. Hi, Shirley in Texas. We just have to keep that somewhere in the sort of foremost part of our minds, because if we think about Uranus going retrograde, I wonder what's going to come out. It's in Gemini. I wonder what information is going to be made public, especially with Mercury in Virgo attending to the details, going, well, it's come to my attention that as Mercury goes through the details of what Virgo is showing it. And Uranus says, boom, let's get it out there. Let's make this very public. And it does. So that could be very interesting, especially as, and I'm just leaping ahead here because there is a square between Mercury, I think there's a square, oh, there's a Mars-Pluto square on the 24th, but I think what I'm looking for is the Mercury square, because Mercury enters Libra. I'll find it in a minute. Talk amongst yourselves while I just find this out. I can't find it. I can't find it. I'm going to panic. No, I'm not. I found it. It's on Wednesday. Okay, Wednesday, Mercury is squaring Uranus. I'm going to talk about that in depth in my Wednesday Astro Witter. And I think that is when, if there is something that is to be made public, it comes out on Wednesday. That could be very telling, very informative. And we have to remember that we're in the energy, of course, building up to this total lunar eclipse visible in Europe on Sunday, the 7th. And that's in Pisces. Now, that is a powerful eclipse, I would suggest. One has to be careful the wording one assigns to the various full moons and new moons, because sometimes they come and go and we think, oh, was it? Did it happen? This one, I think, will have impact, partly because a lot of the planet will be able to actually see it. I think in America and Canada, maybe absolutely on the East Coast, you may get a partial lunar eclipse. And I think the other side of the planet, where the Pacific is and all of that, doesn't get to see it. But it's in Pisces. I think we have to remember what eclipses traditionally and historically represented, because it was about the death of kings. So they always saw the symbolism of the light of the sun shining on the earth, so the earth shadow shines on the moon and the moon goes dark. So the light is hidden. Something, somebody, someone gets eclipsed. Now, on a personal level, because we don't know what might happen to any of our world leaders, because we just don't know. But I do think it's interesting that the Mercury square Uranus precedes this lunar eclipse on Sunday, so that the buildup of energy and of whatever has been released into the public domain on Wednesday. And I see, Christine, you're saying it's your 27th anniversary on the 3rd. Congratulations. And I hope you celebrate in style. And Cosmic BL, something came up about you, because you're saying, is she doing something special? Hadassah in Israel, hello. Welcome. Corpus Christi, Texas, is that? Okay, welcome. It's lovely to see you here. And, oh, it's an anniversary for Cosmic BL as well. Happy anniversary to both of you. Fantastic. Christine, I see what you're saying. Could that be a king? It could, but we have to look at what that means to us in today's day and age, because symbolically, it's the head of a government or a country. So it may well be that we see somebody in power removed from power, or they get eclipsed, or they just, I can't say it, I'm not going to say it, but it means that somebody goes. So you are here in divine time, Hadassah, and I hope I'm saying your name right. Oh yes, Wishing Pool Tarot. I do agree. I mean, he's like a cardboard cutout without the thing up the back to keep him standing up straight. We're talking about Starmer in the UK. He really is, well, I've seen more interesting and exciting leaders center stage. Anyway, let's just stay with this energy for a minute, because it is an important eclipse. And what you would like to know, of course, is how will it affect us on an individual level? Well, we have to remember it's in Pisces. Pisces is about the psyche and the soul. And my full moon lunar eclipse video is in the clever hands of Jerry as we speak, where he'll be doing all the twiddly bits so that we put the chart up there and I go, da-da, but actually all I see is what you see here, nothing. And but he puts it magically there. Anyway, that'll be out in the next few days. And yes, Wishing Pool Tarot, I do agree about Starmer. And so anyway, where was I? Yes, the full moon. What or how is it going to affect us on a personal level? Well, in my experience, and certainly over the years when I've been instructed by my tutors and teachers and those ahead of me, those higher up, of the power of eclipses on a personal level, it has to be what they call a tight orb. So this full moon, if I just move on to the full moon, is at, there we go, it's at 15 degrees and about 24 minutes. And so you have to have your sun or your moon or really the other personal planets, it doesn't affect it much. I mean, it can do. If it's on your ascendant, descendant, MC or IC, then it really needs to be pretty exact, or at least within 2 degrees. Otherwise, it'll come and go and you'll think, oh, what happened? Oh, it's an eclipse, and we won't notice it. What we will see, if you're in a part of the world, which I fortunately am, where we can see the full moon eclipse, is to just enjoy the spectacle and the awe of this amazing satellite we have whizzing around our planet that will be reflecting the little light it has gleaned from the sun through this eclipse energy, where it's going to probably be, we will be seeing it blood red. I mean, it's going to be phenomenal. I'm going down to one of our local little sort of seaside bays, and I'm meeting some friends down there, and we're going to eclipse watch, and that'll be after the live on Sunday. So oh, I'm just reading what you're saying, Hadassah, that I spoke to you profoundly through your Libra 2025, and you watched me for the first time last night. Oh, bless you. Your Libra rising, and it resonates. Do you know, thank you. That I really appreciate that, because, we're 9 months through the year. So if you're now reading your 2025, or rather listening to your 2025 reading from me, and it has been resonating, that is that's really good for me to know that somewhere I am on the right frequency, that I'm getting in touch with the right energies. So thank you for letting me know, and welcome. And yes, I know it'll be fun, Wishing Pool Tarot, but that's next Sunday. In the meantime, back to the eclipse. And I think on a personal level, it is, of course, now the moon itself, I'm just having a quick look. I don't think it's It's not really making any particularly strong aspect. It's making a trine to Jupiter. So Jupiter is bringing in, well, it's enlarging whatever happens. So if something dramatic happens, I'm thinking more on a world stage level, it'll be dramatic and it will be, oh, whoa, it'll be one of those. But, you know, sometimes one gets a sense of these or you forecast it and nothing happens. So don't shoot the messenger. But on a personal level, then I think the effects can be profound. I think you can work with the energies to look at how you can perhaps bring things to a close, something that needs to leave your life, because it is also Pisces. And Pisces, as you know, is the last sign of the zodiac. And then we will be into Aries for the full moons. So it is a really good energy to think of what you want to bring in next time. And of course, the next lunation is the new moon again in Virgo. And that is a solar eclipse. It's not a total. And that is on the, I think it's the 21st. But I'm leaping ahead of myself here because, hi, Carrie. Good to see you. Oh, I popped up, did I? That's nice. It's good to see you here. Yes, new beginnings, very much so. But we have to make space for something to come in. We have to let something go. Even if we just go, okay, I'm just going to shift my energy. I'm going to let go of all the energy in me that is not helpful to me and does not support me and my dreams and ideas of what I would like to manifest in my life. Now, let me think. I want to just tell you also, because leading up to that full moon, on the 5th, which is Friday, Jupiter squares Mars. Now, Jupiter, as you remember, is in Cancer. And it's squaring Mars now in Libra, because Mars has moved in. Oh, yeah, we knew Mars was in Libra. It's okay. I'm thinking about Mercury in Virgo. So Mars is in Libra and it's being squared by Jupiter. So I think the fact that Mars is in Libra takes the heat off this potentially rather hot subject or hot topic. This could be a partnership or relationship issue at home that gets blown up out of all proportion. The fortunate energy is the fact that it's Libra. Libra is imploring you, if you find yourself getting into any of these kind of debates, is imploring you to take it easy, to take a step back and just breathe and listen to what the information is coming at you. Because Mars is a planet that tends to react before it responds. Mars in Libra just holds it back a bit and says, hey, Mars, why don't you listen, respond before you react? So that is a helpful aspect. So Annabelle Sapphire, hello, my love. Oh, lovely. Some of you are finding me by chance. That's fantastic. Oh, brilliant. That's great. And yeah, Hadza, we have to breathe. Breath of life, you know, and we just have to. Now, then, as I said, Uranus goes retrograde on 6th of September. I think it goes back into Taurus. I can't remember. I think it's in, and I haven't got those notes here. I think it's in November or something like that. Anyway, but I do know it goes forward into Gemini next April 2026. And then we've dealt with the lunar eclipse, and that video will be uploaded in the next day or so by the lovely, wonderful Jerry. And we've got Mercury conjunct the Sun on the 13th. Now, that'll be more news about this leader that we've heard about through the surprising news, I suspect, or shocking news, and the eclipse. Well, I'm just weaving together a little story here. It may not be like this at all, but, I'm just trying to get a sense of the energies. So the Sun conjunct Mercury, but how does it affect us? Well, Mercury is in Virgo. Mercury rules Virgo. So Mercury is very comfortable in Virgo. And the Sun is shining his light everywhere, bringing health, wealth, and just a nice feeling of light, of being present. And I think the Sun conjunct Mercury can indicate that we received some news on maybe the 13th of September, which is enlightening, because I'm thinking about the fact that they're coming up to be opposite Saturn. And so Saturn, of course, has moved back into Pisces. So there's something here that is about the restraint and contraction that Saturn is exerting on all our Pisces dreams and ideas, and telling us, slow down. Everything comes at the right time. Everything comes on time. And Mercury in Virgo may have been fussing around going, I'm impatient. Why isn't it happening? Why is this not happening? Why is that not happening? And the Sun and Mercury are going, oh, okay, let's get together and let's shed some light on this and actually wait till we get a little bit closer to that opposition with Saturn, who might help us put some structure and grounding into the ideas that we wish to manifest. I'm just reading I'm trying to keep up with what you're saying. Oh, patience is not going too well for you, Carrie. Oh dear, I'm sorry. Hi, Susanna. You're 18 degrees of Taurus. No, you won't be affected by Uranus going back. It only goes back to about 28 degrees. So me with my Sun at 24 degrees Taurus will not be affected. Uranus, you'll be glad to hear, Susanna, has finished with you and finished with me. In fact, if we feel anything, I think we will receive the benefits of the energy of the unexpected things coming into our life that really make us see how things sometimes have to take time. So, hi, Simi. That's okay. Most people have forgotten I'm here. I mean, well, you know what I mean. Forgotten that I was here today. So let's move on. So on the 18th, Mercury, having whizzed through Virgo, will move into Libra. And whilst Mercury is in Libra, we're going to be very balanced and going, well, on the other hand, or maybe it's like this, because we're going to see both sides of the situation and we're going to be terribly reasonable. And whether we will see that on the world stage between what might be left of the world's leaders, because we don't know what the lunar eclipse might eclipse and take away from our sight. Oh, heaven forbid. And, oh dear, was I being sarcastic? Oh dear, never mind. Oh gosh. And then on the 19th, Venus will move into Virgo from Leo. So, of course, Venus in Virgo really enters her very virginal, vestal virgin territory when she goes into Virgo. And I think it's a lovely energy of Venus in Virgo. She will just bring in that edge of softness, of the feminine, and also for Virgo people who have a birthday still to come whilst the sun remains in Virgo, because the sun doesn't actually move into Libra until I think it's the 22nd. So the solstice, the autumn equinox rather, is a bit later than normal this year. And Venus, I think, will give you some lovely energy of feeling pretty good about yourself, so that if you're a Virgo and you're reflecting back on the past year and what you would like to bring in the next year, in your next solar year, then I think Venus is saying, you know what, you've done pretty well. It may have been tough. It may have been hard going. You've had Saturn and Neptune opposite your sun, for example. And you know, it's not been easy, but Venus will bring some softness and a sense that actually now I can see why I had to have that opposition from Saturn, because I've actually grown. I've actually become more of who I can be. I actually feel better about myself. So it will, yes, I'd say, I think Venus in any sign, Annabelle, is good, because it's a nice energy and it's about self-worth and I mean, if it's difficultly aspected, it can be a problem. You know, it could mean financial lack, for example, if it's badly aspected. But why do we want to dwell on the negatives? Let's keep positive. Hello, Mary Frances from Cleveland, Ohio. Very nice to see you. Welcome. You've got Venus in Virgo in the 12th. Well, I guess that will help to give you some more of a soft touch, a gentle touch to the psyche part of you in that 12th house that will be ruminating and going over and over and overthinking everything. Venus should soothe that a bit. Just soothe it down, I would say. Hey, Diane, good to see you here. You've got natal Venus in Virgo, first house, and it's going to be a month and it's going to be your birthday. I don't think you've had it yet, have you, Diane? And happy birthday to any Virgos watching. If you've already had your birthday, happy birthday. If it's yet to come, happy birthday. And let's see what else we've got. So, yeah, so Venus will enter Virgo. And then the next big event really in September has to be the new moon solar eclipse in Virgo. And it's a partial solar eclipse, and that is it's a new moon, so it brings in new things. And we have to remember that this is the second of two new moons in the sign of Virgo. Therefore, it has a little bit of extra oomph to it. And I think that whatever has maybe cruelly even been taken away through the full moon, by the time we get to the new moon, we'll think, okay, that's why the light had to go out in that particular area of my life or on that particular situation. Because the new moon in Virgo will actually bring in some interesting energies. For example, the new moon is going to be in opposition to Saturn at 28 degrees of Pisces. Well, That's Saturn. I mean, I think it's fascinating because an eclipse, a partial solar eclipse, we have the sun again, we have a leader being eclipsed, for example. I'm not saying that's what's going to happen, but you know, if we use it in its traditional sense. And this could be that if supposing we over the next few weeks lose a leader in some part of the world, could be anywhere, don't know, I would have to look at all their individual charts. I know the one you want me to look at. I will. I'll talk about it in my Wednesday Witter. And Saturn opposite this new moon, I think, is the energy that brings in the new leader or king or queen. I don't know. And brings in somebody who has, even if they're not old by years, it brings somebody in who is old through their wisdom. Yeah, just seeing what you've written, Kelly. We want at least 3 gone. Oh, how true. Oh, yes, of course, Annabelle, we're going to have a tarot card this week. And Wishing Pool Tarot, I know you'll do us a card as well. So we haven't quite got there yet. We're still just moving on through September. And so that'll be an interesting new moon. And I will obviously do a separate video for that. And then what's interesting, because that's actually on the 21st of September. I haven't actually checked to see where it's visible. I'm not sure with that solar eclipse. But I will know by the time I do the new moon. But the autumn equinox is late this year. It's actually on the 22nd because the sun doesn't actually enter Libra until European time or UK time. It doesn't enter till 6:20 in the evening. So for you in the East Coast of America, then it's like late morning. And West Coast, just trying to take myself back through geographically, West Coast of Canada and America, it'll be in your morning. And so normally we know it's on the 21st, but it's on the 22nd. It just is. So Mars will also that day leave Libra, is it? Let me see. Mars will leave Libra and go into Scorpio. Now, of course, it co-rules Scorpio with Pluto. Well, we could see some dark energy emerging around this time and dark secrets being revealed. So this is from about the 22nd because Mars is going to be coming up to square Pluto, and that will be exact on the 24th. Now, that's quite a harsh aspect. It'll be interesting again to see what gets dragged up from the muddy pit, because you know what? And actually, a friend of mine said this today, and she said, the dregs at the bottom of the pond will always find a way of coming to the surface at some point. And I thought, yeah, good point. So I think we have to have a little bit of faith in karmic judgment or karmic debts being paid, because I always think Scorpio is a slightly karmic sign. There's something about it because it's about birth and death. It really is about beginnings and endings. And of course, squaring Pluto, and Pluto is the other ruler of Scorpio. So that could be powerful. And I'm just pondering upon it as I talk about. And actually what we have that day, and this will be in one of my astro witterings, is the sun is at the base of a kite formation. So it will be trining Pluto in Aquarius, trining Uranus in Gemini, now retrograde, and Pluto is still retrograde, and Uranus and Pluto are trining. So we have this grand air trine, and then to top it all, to make it a kite formation, we have Saturn and Neptune at the tip of that kite, both sextiling Pluto and Uranus. The energy around that time is going to feel quite tense and powerful. There could be sudden breakthroughs. But, you know, with Uranus, we have to have the breakdown before we get the breakthrough. There is something also, remember, because Uranus in Gemini is about freedom of speech and rebellion. And I know we are beginning to see in various parts of the world, and it's not particularly well reported on mainstream media, but there is a lot of contention around in various countries, and people are out on the streets protesting about their various governments and methods. And I think we could see more of that around the 24th. I think that is quite likely. But I think it might actually have quite a positive effect. And so actually it could see a change of direction in the way things are going. Let me have a look at what you're saying, because I'm missing all the Lexi Cleaster. That's the last message I can see. Moon in Virgo at 20 degrees and Pluto at 1 degree in the same sign. Okay. Okay. No, that's not affecting you. Don't worry about that. Wishing Pool Tarot. Okay. You're going to use a different deck today. Okay. Christine, who can think of 3 different ways for their departures? Oh, such use for the imagination. And Annabelle, Christine, you agree. You were so tired last week. Oh, you were tired. Yeah. Oh, God. I've been like the Walking Dead. I've just been like absolutely dreadful. Anyway, Wishing Pool Tarot, we need some dark energy to clear some of these dark people out. Just saying. I like it, Wishing Pool Tarot. Makes us very naughty, doesn't it? See me. Stress relief, for lack of a better word. Annabelle, you feel it could be a leader or king standing down or quitting rather than actual death. I don't think we can predict. We don't know. I mean, I noticed in some of the social media I've been seeing in the last few days that because the orange carrot hadn't been visible for a few days, people were talking about his demise. And now rumors are coming out that he has not demised, and that have we seen him? Or is it a very clever double? We just don't know, do we? So let me see what else is being said here. Adasa, your moon and Uranus in Scorpio in the second. You've been feeling withdrawn. Well, I think this energy is making us all feel a little bit, withdrawn. Yes, here come the dregs, Jim. Absolutely. Breakdown before the breakthrough. Death card in the tarot. Yeah, it'd be interesting to see what tarot card we get. And Parry, witness the magnificence. You have such a wonderful use of vocabulary, Parry. Extraordinary moments of life unfolding with a place of healing and learning from each experience in being true to your soul's enrichment and purpose. Beautiful. Laura Tripp, you're tired. Well, I don't know what weather you've got where you are, but I mean, the humidity and heat we have in the Mediterranean at the moment, Christine in Cyprus will attest to this. It's just killing. It's really killing. The orange Palpatine and his stupidity. I know, it's hysterical. Cosmic BL, no chance of that happening in Russia. No, I think they've got one goes and they have another one just pops up. I think he's got so many clones, they just keep popping up, Mr. Icicle. Christine, you had two twin brother black cats, Raven and Reuben. Oh, they were killed by a car on our lane in exactly the same spot a day apart. Oh no, is that recent, Christine? This is awful if it's true. Oh, Christine, I'm so sorry. Oh, I can't bear it. That's horrible. Hold back on that tarot card, Wishing Pool Tarot. You've written it, but I'm going to come back to it in a minute because I think it's very interesting. Yes. I'm going to just let me finish off on September. I just want to make sure that I haven't missed anything important. But no, you see, there's a lot of signs, a lot of planets changing signs. There's a lot of retrograde energy, but I actually feel September is going to be a pivotal month of change because of those two eclipses. And I think we'll get over the first one and think, oh gosh, can I just have a bit of a rest before the next one comes? So no, don't worry, Lexi. It's fine. It's fine. Cosmic BL, can malignant narcissism be fixed? Answers in the chat. I don't think I can say what I would do. I'm going to have a drink. Right. Now, I, as usual, have some quotes. However, this time, I've just got 3 because I thought sometimes less is more. So this is my motto for September. Less is more. Hence the streamlining and new structuring of the channel for the time being until it changes again. Change is good. Eclipses, change. The word for the month is eclipse. And, you know, it's an interesting word to think about because we have to think about who eclipses you, or do you allow yourself to be eclipsed? And, you know, remember, sometimes actually it's quite good to be in the shadows and just be the observer. If you remember, I think the word for last week was observe. Just be the observer. And I think that carries on into this month as well. And so the 3 quotes I've got that have they're not assigned to any particular person. So I don't know whether ChatGPT has actually written them himself or herself, but there's these 3 here. So an eclipse is both concealment and revelation. What is hidden today prepares tomorrow's awakening. I thought that was quite a pertinent one. And I like that because I think it's so important sometimes. We have to go into the dark. If we don't experience dark, how can we experience light? There are a lot of dark things happening in the planet at the moment. But, you know, I think what's interesting, I'm just going to pause for a minute and just bring in the energy of the 3-eye Atlas object, space object that is hurtling through our solar system. And you may or may not have seen the short video I did, well, medium length video I did on this subject, because I thought it would be interesting to look at it from the astrological and symbolism side of things. And I think it's coming at a very interesting time because, of course, it's coming in the midst of these eclipses, which in itself is interesting. And it is going to be basically, it's the closest, as far as we know, unless they're not telling us the truth, as far as we know, the closest it's going to get is from behind the sun. so we're not even going to see it. And at that point, it's going to be what they call perihelion, because it's Cazimi, the sun, so it's in the heart of the sun. And it is going to be around the end of October, and that'll be the culmination of 2 months of eclipses, which I just find interesting. I think the timing, the arrival, the appearance of this cosmic body, and I'm sure all of you have seen, read, heard all the rumors about maybe it's an alien mothership or some kind of alien, I don't know, nanotechnology or whatever. And whatever it is, do you know, it doesn't really matter. If it is alien technology, it doesn't sound like they're coming here, unless they are, and the information we're being given is incorrect because they don't want mass panic on the streets. That's always probable. But I think it's far more likely to be a cosmic body, and I'll probably have to eat these words, but you never know, a cosmic body that is arriving on time, because it does have a message. It has a message of be here now, be in the present, look up, look around, see what, look at this amazing universe we're living in. We need to stop killing each other and fighting amongst ourselves and getting envious and jealous and fighting and arguing and narcissism and all of that. We need to stop all that rubbish. We need to start trying to find love. I mean, the last time a cosmic body was seen or was mentioned about, I mean, there have been 3 in recent history, and since we started being able to see them. And this is the 3rd, hence it's called 3. And I is interstellar, and Atlas is the name of the observatory in Chile where it was first spotted. And of course, just before Christ was born, a star appeared in the sky. Now, I believe, because I think this is what is suggested, was that wasn't a comet as such, but was the conjunction between Jupiter and, I think it's Jupiter and Venus, which can look incredibly bright. And of course, if you think of that astrologically, that's also very symbolic. A king was born. And I think that this cosmic body arriving as it does in eclipse season, I don't think it's visible from our planet. I believe it is only visible through a telescope, a good telescope, and I don't think it's available for us or close enough to be seen yet. Now, I watched one of Stefan Byrne's most recent videos just before I came on tonight, and he was saying that it is still expressing or showing extraordinary, energy, and that the metal that is the sort of the substances of it are just extraordinary. But he feels that it is now showing more signs of being a comet, but a rather unusual comet, rather than anything else. But he said, of course, definitively, we can't possibly say. And the thing is, we might never know. But what does it mean symbolically? Well, symbolically, I think for all of us, it's about wake up, look up, stop looking down, look up, be here, and allow the change and transformation that you want to come into your life to come. Maybe it's telling us to get out of our own way and see beyond the end of our noses, world leaders and egos and narcissism. And I think that I just find it fascinating that it's here now. And it will be interesting to see how this unfolds over the next couple of months, because obviously, as it gets closer to Mars and Venus, which it's going to do this strange trajectory round Mars and Venus, then behind the sun, and then past Jupiter and off back into interstellar space. Allegedly. I don't know. I'm just the messenger telling you what I hear. But maybe Three Eye Atlas is a messenger, and maybe it's just reminding us that there's a big universe out there. And, you know, I think some of us would be disappointed if it isn't a mothership. Some of us might like to just go now. And some of us, because maybe it would actually shake things up a bit here on Earth and wake us up. But maybe we're not quite ready. Maybe we're just not quite ready. But there we go. But anyway, just let me have a look at what you're saying. Oh, Christine, I'm so sorry. I just can't bear that. That's horrible. All my hugs and love, oh, that's just devastating. What was that about? Why? It's just why. Oh. So anyway, let me see. Yes, see me. You look forward to this every week. Bless you. Lifts your spirits and gives you things to meditate on and pray for. Oh, bless you. And you're saying money has been flowing in for the past month, something that hadn't happened in a while, not over such a long period. Anyway, that's fabulous. Congratulations. That's wonderful. And Jim and Parry are getting pally there. So that's nice. And Christine, it's good to chat. Yes. Witter and anything else that we all feel. Yes, they are positive, these sessions. And I get as much out of them as hopefully you do. Listen, so let me do these two final quotes about eclipses, and then we'll do the tarot. So the second one I found was to be eclipsed is to experience humility, to learn that the universe allows each to shine in turn. And then finally, when eclipsed, the sun does not rage. It waits patiently, knowing that the shadow will pass. I like that. I do like that. Now, let's see what tarot cards we had. So Wishing Pool Tarot, you had the Magician, I think I saw. I can't get back to your chat, Wishing Pool Tarot. If you're still here, it was the Magician. Let me know what you think about it. Wishing Pool Tarot. I'd be interested in your take on it. But I think the Magician is good because it's very much about new beginnings, the Magician, because it's basically we're ready. And maybe that's also what Three Eye Atlas is saying. It's saying, look, you've all been on planet school Earth long enough, and it's time to move into senior school. Well, actually, it's time to leave school and become grown-ups. Do you think that might be possible for all of us? This one keeps coming, so it's going to have to be this one. It was twofold. I'm just reading what you're saying, Wishing Pool Tarot. It's either manifestation, but because of the timing, beware of it being manipulation. Okay, well, if that resonates with someone, let me know. So be wary of it coming as manipulation. Well, this is the card that I've picked, and it's the Eight of Wands. So here's movement. So if things have felt particularly stuck for any of you, certainly for me, things have felt very stuck. Maybe this eclipse will actually shift the energy a bit so that things can keep moving and move forward, and we can get some positive energy coming. So I think, and maybe 8 is going to be a significant number. The 8th is actually next Monday, and it could be the 8th month. Well, that was August, or 8 weeks. So we can take that, yes, Wishing Pool Tarot, fast action, communication, fits with Wednesday's revelations. Yes, the Uranus square Mercury, wasn't it? Yes, that's amazing. Yes, Jim, the timing is as important as the destination. See me, you've got the Ten of Swords, Seven of Cups, and then the Star. Okay, so Ten of Swords. Well, of course, the person in that card, the Ten of Swords, nothing worse can happen to him now. He's hit the bottom. It can't get any worse. And actually, the way his head is turning in the card, he's actually looking to, let's call it a sunrise. So maybe it's after the eclipse. So maybe that's saying, actually, after the eclipse, things actually look a lot more positive. And then the Seven of Cups is a lovely feeling of the element of wish fulfilled and surprise. And the Star, of course, is hope. And maybe because I was talking about the star in the nativity play or story, that it's also, we can look at this cosmic three-eye atlas as being the starry messenger that it's going to turn out to be. It's going to change the energy. And actually, that's the other thing I was going to tell you, what Stefan Burns was saying. He said that, and he recorded this video before the earthquake in Afghanistan that happened about 10, 12 hours ago. And sadly, it's been quite a bad one. But he did say that when something comes into the solar system and as it approaches the sun, because it's another energy that the sun is not used to, the plasma affects the energy of the sun. And so the sun will throw out more plasma shoots and storms and whatever, solar storms and wind. And that affects the tectonic plates of our planet so that we can expect more seismic activity. Little did he know that a few hours later there would be an earthquake in Afghanistan. It's just interesting. Hello, Russian Di-Earthling. I know. C-Eye Atlas, fascinating. Three-Eye Atlas, fascinating. It feels like the start of a new era. Yes, I think so. I think so. And what's this, Cosmic BL? You picked a blank page, admissions, new opening of conscience, express yourself by writing to feel more deeply. Well, I think expressing ourselves through journaling, through writing is always a good way to feel more connected. And Christine, yes, praying for no more earthquakes in Cyprus. You're on a tectonic plate here and have had awful quakes in the past. I know. And Turkey, of course, just north of you. And of course, here in Malta, we're very close to the fault line that leads up through Italy and Mount Etna and all of that. So we're not in a particularly safe time, although, no, I'm not even going to say it. I'm not going to say that it's been a long time since Malta had a bad quake. I'm going to touch wood. I don't want to tempt fate. And let me see if anyone else is saying anything with cards. Jim Lamberson, Eight of Wands. Here comes the dregs. A good thing karmically? Could be. I tell you what, I was distressed to see that the Orange Head had taken away the Secret Service protection that Kamala Harris has as a former vice president. And that made me slightly irritated. I just felt rage. Anyway, just wanted to say that. Yes, I think, Simi, I think we are at a very dark point. And then, of course, after the eclipse, the only way to go is into the light. And yes, touch wood, the center is everywhere. I like that, the center is everywhere. That's a lovely way of putting it. So, you know, September, here we come, here we go. It's officially the meteorological first day of autumn for us here in the Northern Hemisphere. Of course, for anyone tuning in from the Southern Hemisphere on catch up or now, then it's the official day of the first day of spring before we get to what will be for the Southern Hemisphere, their spring equinox. We will get the autumn equinox and everything switches round. And yes, we head to winter, which I'm very happy about here in Gozo, because I'm just hoping and praying that that things change enough, that Saturn sees it in his power to put the structures in place for me to avoid another summer in Malta and Gozo, because I will be relocated to the UK. That is my hope and plan. So let's see. State of CA stepped in. Did they, Jim? So the state of California stepped in with protection for Kamala. I think that's lovely. But what is it saying about the current administration? What a sorry, horrible vegetable mess. Not nice. Janice, it's lovely to see you here. I saw that you said you too have been very tired. I was dreadful, as I said. I was like the Walking Dead last week. Could hardly keep my eyes open. But I'm feeling better today. I think it's September. Yes. And yeah, bring on the change. Bring it all. And I just have to say, Christine, I'm so sorry about your pussycats. Oh, that breaks my heart. Just breaks my heart, because if you have cats, we all go through this at some point, and it is just so awful. And no, it's just maybe one couldn't be without the other, so she wanted to go. I try and put a positive spin on it, but it's horrible. It's horrible. It really is that hot, Annabelle. It's horrible. It's because the temperature is about 30 centigrade. So that's about, I don't know, 90 or something Fahrenheit. But it's the humidity. The humidity is about 78, 80%. And when I came home this afternoon from going out and doing my errands, and everything was just sticking to me, I was just totally wet. It's horrible. It's horrible. But anyway, there we go. There's September. Thank you so much for joining me for September, Soul Fam. You are all awesome. And for all of you that see this in catch up, sorry we missed you. You're always missed. And we look forward to seeing you again here next Sunday, when we will do the live stream for the week ahead at the usual time, usual place, usual time. Expect my full moon video this week, and timestamped by Jerry for each individual sign. And on Wednesday will be the Wednesday Astro Witter. And what else do I want to say? And obviously I will do any videos for significant things that come up if I feel it needs a little bit more of a kind of, Astro Witter attached to it. Oh, thank you, Poonam. And let's just, let's just intend the best. That's all we can do, is stay as positive as we can and trust that karma has a way of sorting things out. And eclipses, in a sense, are about karma, because it brings in the energy of the nodes. And the South Node is our karma, and what we bring in. That will come with that new moon in Virgo. And that'll be like a karmic payment. The debt gets paid. And this one, the full moon lunar eclipse, conjunct, obviously, the North Node, our destiny, is something that's fated. It's just something that had to happen. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, guys, you are amazing. I love you all. Take care. And remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and all those wonderful things. Share with your friends, all of that. And I'm going to see you very soon. Lots of love. Bye for now. Love you all too. Bye. Bye.